And our next topic is safety equipment and judging athletes who use it. Another kind of controversial topic until recently, and it's been part of many questions from athletes like, is there any penalization for riders who use safety equipment in park style? We know that at sanctioned events, and this is referring to sanctioned event, everyone who's competing in a park discipline, no matter what age, must wear a helmet. What is happening in the private sector competitions? That's the private sector decisions and discretion. People are free to do whatever they want. But at the sanctioned events, everybody in park discipline must wear a helmet. So guys, this applies to judging. When you see people wearing safety equipment and helmets, do you judge them differently than the guys who are not wearing the safety equipment? How does this work?
Oh, I was just gonna say, no penalties are given for any kind of safety equipment. I feel that it's been a topic because if someone's wearing knee pads, they can maybe try harder things with less. If you're gonna slam, you can knee slide out and
Less
things
risk.
like that. Yeah, it's less risk, but realistically, I guess in Tokyo, I noticed right away that was most people, the people that weren't usually wearing
Almost
knee
everyone.
pads. Yeah, people that weren't wearing knee pads usually every other time were all of a sudden padded up. And I don't know if that for those guys, I don't know if that was they thought that that would give them an advantage, but sometimes if you're not used to wearing pads and you try to do an air and grab your board, the knee pads all in the way, and then it could complicate things for you. But as far as
Hmm.
from the judge's standpoint, no, there's no penalties. Now, if you want to put on knee pads and try 540s or whatever, and you're not used to doing them padless, that go for it.
Hmm.
That it just I think it's personal preference.
Hmm.
Some people can do padless 540s overhead, and that's that person. But if you put pads on and do the same thing, you're not going to get less for it.
No.
All right, that's good to know. Alexei, Shari, any comments on that one? No penalization for wearing pads or other
I,
safety equipment.
I think there's just been a cultural shift. Like I know when I was growing up skating, the culture was it was uncool to wear the safety gear. And I know even going to shoot some photos, I think I'd injured I tore my ligaments and I had to put a knee pad on, like a brace thing on, and then I did a trick, and then the photographer was like, "Okay, now do it without it on." So it was like a culture of like they didn't want to see that safety gear, which is so bad. But I think nowadays we've realized like it's important. It protects people. We're seeing gnarlier and gnarlier tricks going down, and like you said, if you haven't worn it before, it's going to feel awkward and uncomfortable. So it's not giving you that advantage as such.
Right.
But everyone is entitled to wear it too. So it's not unfair. So I think
Hmm.
it's important. It protects them, and the way skating's going and the crazy things these athletes are trying these days. It's really important that we are transparent. That it doesn't matter if you have it on. You're not going to get scored differently.
Oh,
Like you're saying, you can't take
yeah.
points away from tricks. So
No, but like you're saying too, the natural progression of park skating. I mean, it's getting gnarlier and gnarlier. So
yeah,
it's
Yeah, I would say like I totally agree with you guys on the knee pads or the rest of the body protective gear. It doesn't give you or remove any advantage from you, but the only one advantage that a helmet can give you is to protect your head and not
yeah,
exactly.
hit it and not have
yeah,
a concussion and not finish on a wheelchair or whatever, which is really bad because as you said guys, nowadays the level is so is high. The speed that these guys get in that park terrain is also it's really fast and it's concrete, and there's nothing you can do to fight with your head and your brain and your skull on concrete. It's
Yeah.
always going to be the concrete who's going to win at the end. So that's the
Concrete.
only
every
advantage
time.
that you're going to have. Yeah, exactly.
You think about the practice runs. Everyone's trying to get their line down. Like it gets chaotic as well. So like the chance of running into another skater is more than, you know, when you just go into the park for your average skate. So yeah, it's really, really important.
Yeah, and since we at the sanctioned events, we don't have an age limit for athletes to enter them. So every skateboarder who is nominated and registered by the NGB can enter and compete. We need to create a safe environment that doesn't provide conditions that are risky or dangerous to everyone who's there. And therefore, wearing the helmet is mandatory to everyone. And like you guys said, delivering fair results should never be affected by protecting your safety and your own health.
Absolutely not.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Let's move to the next topic.